Hello children, and welcome back to the English class of Standard 7. Children, you know the year is divided in seasons, 4 seasons. In India it is a little different. The main seasons we call it the summer, the winter, and then in between we have the rainy season, a little bit of spring, autumn is divided, but we do not actually see it in reality in so much like how it is in the northern countries, and the northern countries like USA and all, it is a little different. You can have prominently see the 4 seasons, that is spring, summer, autumn and winter. You can actually see the different things like how they change, the summer, the spring, the summer, autumn and winter. All these seasons you can actually see there, and each one represents something when we relate it with life. When we take it with, compare it with life, the seasons, right from our life to death, like that only, each season represents something of our life. Like spring is always, it represents new life, new beginning. So just like our birth, like that. So spring represents our birth, new life. Then we go to summer. Summer is the prime season where the fruits and all ripen and all. So it again over there, it represents the youth in us. The young youth days that we have, those are represented by summer. Then we have autumn. Autumn is when you are becoming older a little bit, the adulthood, where you've seen that the trees shed their leaves, and also that season over there, autumn. And then old age, which is by winter, where everything becomes barren over there, and end of the new life that had sprung up during spring. You see the trees some of them fade away, they're covered with snow, and so that represents like the end of life. So we have all this, and the poets love to use seasons in their poems. They love to represent them, and make us visualize the scenes, the beauty of these seasons, and also how can we apply these seasons and their values in our life. Each season shows us something, and this is represented by poets in different ways. And one such poem we are going to do is In Time of Silver Rain, 1.3, In Time of Silver Rain. It is written by Langston Hughes. The poet is Langston Hughes, and this poet is African American. That is why I am telling you that we are looking at the seasons in America, like how it is in America. Why? Because the poet was from America, so he will describe the seasons over there. He has depicted spring in his poem that we are going to learn, In Time of Silver Rain, and how the spring brings on new life. That is what the poet has described in this poem, In Time of Silver Rain. You know, now what spring comes after winter, and winter over there is dry, the land is covered with snow, and after that spring comes up. And during spring there are sometimes, because spring is sunny hours, it brings in the sunny hours over there, the sun is shining bright, and so, and at that very moment the snow has also just melted because of the sunlight, and because of that there is new life on earth, as well as there are some showers of rainfall also, just light showers of rainfall, which make this the life rejuvenates the life. It gives it more newness to the life, freshness to the life. And so the poet has shown that how life is full of freshness, full of joy, and it spreads joy all over in the whole area there, and how it makes us feel better. and what we also have to learn from this. At the end of the poem, I'll explain what we also learn from the life that is coming up over there in this poem. So let us now start with the poem In Time of Silver Rain, written by Langston Hughes. I'll read the poem first. In time of silver rain, the earth puts forth new life again. Green grasses grow and flowers lift their heads, and over all the plain the wonder spreads of life, of life, of life. In time of silver rain, the butterflies lift silken wings to catch a rainbow cry, and trees put forth new leaves to sing in joy beneath the sky. As down the roadway passing boys and girls go singing too, in time of silver rain, when spring and life are new. So, you see, in the beginning only of the poem, in time of silver rain, the earth puts forth new life. So as I told you, during springtime, when it rains, there is the birth of new life. It starts again and again over there. The puts forth new life again. Again is used. Why? Why again? Because it is a cycle. It is a cycle which goes round and round. The seasons, you know, seasons come in cycles. At the end of winter comes spring. So it shows that now again we will have new life. Again, after that barrenness of winter, after that coldness of winter, now we have the warmth, the sunshine and new life. And in it, the showers of rain. A few drops may be here and there, but that is bringing new life again. And if you see that again, the poet has named it silver rain. Why silver rain? Why is it called silver rain? Because it is showing us some brightness over there. Silver is like an shining object, and we've heard one saying, every cloud has a silver lining. Every cloud has a silver lining. So silver represents something in this also, in this line, that every cloud represents some darkness and gloominess in our life. Cloud represents sadness. And silver represents something good, goodness. So you see, cloud represents sadness, silver represents goodness. So every cloud has a silver lining, that up behind, after every dark moment, there are good times. That is why silver rain, that it tells that it is a rainfall of a new beginning. After the end of the winter, it is a new beginning of goodness again, freshness again, newness again. So all this is represented by that one word, silver. That is why the poet has named it In Time of Silver Rain, because it is during spring. Spring, the moment of freshness, the moment of new beginnings, the moment of all where everyone starts feeling good. It is time, like in America, if you see, this spring begins and people start planning their vacation and holidays and where to go and all. So everybody is full of life over there. So that is what, because winter, you know, it is very difficult to come out. Sometimes the roads they have to remove all the ice and snowfall and all. So it is little difficult in places, especially where it snows heavily during winter. And so after that it is like a silver lining. It is like something good that is coming out of that darkness which was there during winter. And you know, in winter, you also learnt in geography, the nights become longer, so darkness becomes longer for a longer time, and the bright day is shorter. So that same thing goes here. We've learned that nights longer and the days are shorter. So same thing, so darkness is always longer in winter. So that is also another thing. And here, when as soon as it becomes the season changes to spring, there again brightness is for longer time, goodness. That is why it is saying a silver thing, silver rain. The little showers are going to rejuvenate. Rejuvenate means make it more alive, give a new feeling, new freshness. That is what it is going to do. That is why the poet has named the poem In Time of Silver Rain. So in time of silver rain, the earth puts forth new life again. I said again stands for that cycle which comes back after summer, then autumn, then winter, and back to spring. Back again we come to new life. And what happens during this new life? Green grasses grow and flowers lift their heads. Green grasses grow everywhere. You can see greenery all around with that freshness. Like you really feel very good. You visualize this, children, because this poetry is all about visualizing things, imagining things. So imagine the green grass all around you, and then all little flowers lifting their heads, popping up over there, blooming beautifully. So such a wonderful moment it is. And that's what it is doing. And all of them over all the plains. I wish you were here and I could show you all some pictures, beautiful pictures which I had downloaded actually. So all those pictures which you will see, you can do that, children, just on your phones. If you use Google, just put over there springtime and you'll see such awesome pictures of flowers. And that is what it is, such lovely, it is a miracle kind of a thing, that after all that suddenly you see freshness, suddenly you see green grass and flowers and colorful flowers, it becomes colorful, and that is the wonder. It spreads this miracle, it spreads this wonder everywhere, amazement. We are all amazed looking at nature, God's miracles these are. God created this. And we wonder how God has done that. He's given so much beauty all around us. We all have to just stand and watch and see how much of beauty God has gifted us. And we should thank God and praise God for this, because this is what we learn from it. It is the creation, and that is what of spreading around us. That wonder, that amazement is just spread all around us, and that is why the poet in the next 3 lines is saying of life, of life, of life. He wants to say that, see, there is so much life around us, so much of goodness around us. That is why the poet has specifically repeated of life, of life, of life. Now before I go to the next part of the poem, let me again go through this part and explain some figures of speech. In the previous poem, I think we had done metaphor and the simile, metaphor and simile. And so now let me see, we have over here personification. We have personification. If you all have learnt in the previous classes, you all will know about it, but yet I will just explain to you personification. And the second one which is there is alliteration. Alliteration, if you've not heard and it's a new term, pay attention to it. If you've not heard of this before and it is a new term for you, pay attention. And the third one which you have over here in this part is repetition. I'll just explain. Personification is when you personify, give human qualities to something that they cannot perform those actions of humans, but we show that they are performing. Now flower doesn't have a head, but when you say the flower is lifting its head, we are giving it an action of a human being, of lifting the head. So there the flower has been personified. So giving the qualities or actions of a human being to something, it could be a non-living thing also, or a non-living thing. It could be a living thing like the plants over here, the flowers do not have heads, but we say they like we have put, the poet has put, the flower lifts the head. So this action, the flowers bloom we say, but instead of saying that, the poet has said flowers lift their heads. It is the action of blooming, but the poet has described it as lifting the head. It's given an action of a human being, and so it is called personification, personifying, giving it a quality of a person, a human being. So it is called personification, giving human qualities or actions to any inanimate, means non-living thing, or it could also be a living thing which cannot perform such an action, or a animate, inanimate or animate thing. I am saying animate because now flower is a living thing, so but flower has been given a quality of human beings, right? Anything that has been given a quality of human beings, the action of human being, anything that cannot do it actually, but we are showing it as if it is doing, then it goes under personification. So which line over here we have? It is, see, the line 2, the earth puts forth new life again. Now earth cannot put forth something for you. Can the earth put forth something for you? No. Can the earth put forth? No. But then putting forth is an action of human beings. I can put forth something for you. So putting forth is an action of what human beings can do. So the earth has been personified over here. So which are the one thing that has been personified over here is earth. Then another thing over here, as I already told, flowers lift their heads. So again flowers have been personified. Then we have alliteration. Now look at this line, green grasses grow, green grasses grow. If you read this line, look at this, green begins with the sound g, gr in fact, gr. Grasses begin with the sound gr again, and grow begins with the sound gr again. The sound is repeated. These are phonetics. Like A says a, B says b, G says g. So these are phonetics. These are called phonetics. And so when the sound of this phonetic sound is repeated in the same line of the poem, like this is one line, green grasses grow. When such repetition of sounds are there, then it comes under alliteration. That figure of speech is called alliteration. So here we have, when the same sound occurs at the beginning of two or more words in the same line, it is called alliteration. Here on page number 9, right below over there, point number 9 in the English workshop, if you have your textbook, you will find examples. Nanya needs new notebooks. So what sound has been repeated? The N sound. Nanya needs new notebooks. And there you have the definition also, if you read it, alliteration, the definition is there. When the same sound occurs at the beginning of two or more words in the same line, then it is called alliteration. The definition is there, so I am not writing on the blackboard. It is there on page number 9 of your textbook. So that is alliteration. And the last one over here, though it is not introduced in your textbook, I would like to tell repetition. This is also like a repetition repeated, but this is of words. Here these are of sounds. Alliteration, it is of sounds, repetition of sounds, but repetition is repetition of words, a group of words or just one word. So here we have a group of words which is repeated. What is it? Of life, of life, of life. where it is repeated. Of life is repeated 3 times. So, when the full word is repeated or a group of words are repeated for giving up the poetry a more good sound effect. That is why then it is called, when that is done, it is called repetition. So, what is repetition? Repeating a word or a group of words in a poem. It could be sometimes poets repeat it after every stanza. That also comes under repetition. The whole poem, that when that line is repeated, it comes under repetition. Sometimes a poet repeats one line after every stanza or in each stanza or the beginning of each stanza. That is also repetition, and here we have repetition of that line, words, 2 words, of life, of life, of life. So, did you understand the 3 figures of speech which are there in the first stanza? Personification, where we have got human qualities given to the earth, actions given to the earth and the flowers. Then we have alliteration in this line, green grasses grow, where the sound is repeated, and we have repetition like of life, of life, of life. We go ahead. So, you see how life is everywhere. The newness, the freshness of life is everywhere around, with that just one shower of rain during springtime. In time of silver rain, so as I told you, sometimes the line is also repeated. So, again over here the line is repeated, in time of silver rain. It has been repeated 3 times in the poem, in times of silver rain. So, this line is also a repetition for poetic effect. In times of silver rain, the butterflies lift silken wings to catch a rainbow cry, and trees put forth new leaves to sing in joy beneath the sky. So, you see over here, in times of silver rain, the butterflies lift their silken wings. The butterflies start flying, and what are they doing? What happens when the first showers, the other day I think it rained over here in Pune, and we seen a rainbow. Somebody sent me a picture. I didn't see it personally, but I seen a picture of a rainbow, was image of a rainbow, sent one of my relatives, sent me the rainbow. You know what happens when the first shower of rains, you usually see rainbow, because what is rainbow? What is a rainbow? The ray of light penetrating and then reflecting back the 7 colors. So, that rainbow which is formed in the sky. So, when the sunlight is also there, and there are droplets of rain also. So, by chance one ray of sunlight passes through one drop of rain and gives such a wonderful thing to us, 7 colors. So, that is a rainbow, and the butterflies are as if flying to catch the rainbow in the sky. So, again the butterflies also so lively. Again, why the poet has used butterflies? To show the fullness of life around us. So, again the butterflies fluttering around the flowers and also flying, and as if they are flying to catch a rainbow cry. So, rainbow, can a rainbow cry? No. So, again we have given the rainbow the action of human beings of crying. So, a rainbow is also personified over here. As well as, now butterfly, it is a living thing, but it cannot catch anything. Can the butterfly catch anything? No, the butterfly cannot catch anything. So, even the butterfly is personified over here. So, you see many things have been personified by the poet over here. And then trees put forth new leaves to sing. Now, again over here trees are putting forth, action of putting forth by trees. Trees again are personified, and new leaves are singing. New leaves are singing. So, the action again of singing has been given to trees who cannot sing. So, there again trees are personified, and they are singing in joy beneath the sky. They are singing in joy because they are so happy looking at all the they have all just come with their, like, you know, just come up, sprung up over there. So they are very happy that now it is bright. There is sunlight, there are showers of rainfall also, which is giving them enough water. So they are very happy. And then as down the roadway passing, boys and girls go singing too, in time of silver rain, when spring and life are new. So it is not just only nature, even we human beings, boys and girls also are very happy because it is drizzling a little bit. They love to play in the rain. So that is also the chirpiness of the children is also given by the poet, that they are also so happy to be out over there. And in time of silver rain, when spring and life are new. So that when human beings have been specially put by the poet over there to show that we all are happy. And so what is the central idea the poet is trying to teach us from this? Here the poet is trying to teach us one thing which comes in this line also. Every cloud has a silver lining. That is, after every sadness you will have some goodness. Similarly, every long and fallow winter, the darkest winter, is followed by a beautiful, a bountiful spring. And similarly, just like that, all our sorrowful experiences which we have in life come to an end, and we always have some joyful experiences after a sorrowful. After every cloud has a silver lining means that only. It is not just sorrows in our life. We also have joyous times in our life, happy times in our life. And all that God wants us to do is have patience and wait. Wait for those silver moments. Wait for those silver moments. That is what the poet is trying to tell you, children. And now we are at home in the lockdown. Whatever is our problem, whatever those grey days, those dark days, remember, have patience, because good times are about to come. Because of the silver rain, and every cloud has a silver raining. After every darkest winter, there is spring. Thank you, children. Read the poem